here, and we are excited to be
Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I'm your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're sitting down with Bryan, Chris,
Son,
and Michael Kraus to talk about something we think is extremely important for where our industry is right now and how pool pros actually learn this trade. But it's not just learning from the knowledge standpoint. We're going to talk about what training looked like 25 years ago versus today, the gap between knowing and actually doing, why newer pool pros struggle when it becomes real in the field, and how repetition and real reps is actually what builds confidence. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone to the live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, AquaStar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, Poolside Tech, Pool Brain, Knee Deck, and Encore Filtration. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, how are you? You've had an interesting one today.
I did, and I'll get into that in a second, but I don't know if you even noticed. I had one job to do, and I failed it.
What was it?
It's sand.
Sand?
No, it's not sand.
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 It's sand.
I said
sand.
sand.
You said
You
sand?
still messed it up. Still messed it up.
Okay, so for everybody listening, and if you can listen to us over on Instagram, so we have this big running joke because I just found out about a week ago that for the last, I don't know what, 8 years, I've been saying your name wrong and you've never corrected me.
Never once.
Never once.
I've been called worse.
So, like, why would you let me go for 8 years? I can just imagine myself up at the awards in front of 500 people going, and for our next presenter, Bryan Croissant, and everybody in the audience kind of going, what's wrong
Who's
with
that
this
guy?
dude? Like, why? Like, he knows him. Why is he calling him that? And you, like, dude, for years you
Don't wanna
made me look
correct
like
you.
a fool.
5 years now.
But I've
5
always
years.
called you like Edmund or Edgar or Edmund or whatever because I just give it back and you just never known why. Like, why am I saying your name wrong? I'm not going to correct it. I've been called worse. It's fine. So how is my name pronounced?
But bro, it's Chris on.
Sand.
Chrisan.
Chris and
Chris
and so you can't
Croissant.
say San.
You can because there's two S's.
No,
it's like you're
it's Chris and you Chris and
Chrisan.
Chris and
Run with that.
So here's what we're gonna do from now on. We're gonna say, Bryan, Croissant is that how
Croissant.
Croissant is how we're gonna
Bryan,
do it.
whatever you are. That's what it is.
It doesn't matter. Call me anything.
Before I let you jump in, I do want to come out here because our Instagram Live is really going tonight. Hey, big shout out to Steve Barnes is actually
Mr.
watching.
Steve, the Pool Geek Barnes.
So I actually invited Steve to be here tonight, and he just didn't respond. He didn't want to, you know. He's just
important.
highfalutin. So
You gotta go through his people.
So yeah, maybe because I pronounced his last name wrong. He's like
Barnes.
Barnes, Steve Barnes. So, anyways, Maria, big shout out to you out there. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow out here with Villalobos Pools. Benny, big shout out to you, brother. Pool Envy, just push the button. Clearwater Pool and Spa, only pools. Big shout out. We are going to miss you tomorrow, but hey, we got some big giveaways and we got some stuff we're going to be doing tomorrow at the boot camp. You're going to miss them, Daniel. And then our boy Zach, Pineapple Pool Boys, is going, look at these dorks, because you and I were dancing like dorks. So, hey, you know
Thank
what,
you, Zach.
You know
We
what,
are.
Zach? Thanks for
We'll take it.
Thanks for bringing us back to where we're supposed to be. Hey, John says that he's 30 minutes out, and John, you better hurry up and get here because Zach hasn't had anything to eat. And you talk about me getting cranky over food. Whew,
Right.
he has, Zach has
Makes
been,
sense now.
bro, Zach has been intolerable over here today. Clearwater Poolers, big shout out. Hello. And they're saying, turn up the music, Michael, is what they were saying, but I guess it's now over.
Oh, is it a little low?
Yeah, and Benny is saying mind games. So Benny, can you hear the Instagram live?
What's up, Benny?
And then JJ is saying, I'll come crash the podcast. Come on down. And then Benny is saying that the audio is horrendous. Is that horrendous on Instagram?
Is that on the Instagram side or the full podcast side?
So let us know. He's saying that it's cutting in and out, but you know what? You know what it might be is you might
be
need
these
to.
things?
Yeah, you might need to get those mics straight up. So guys, we're going to try to figure that out from the audio. Let us know if that is working. We'll kind of try to figure it out. Lucero, big shout out to you. We'll see you tomorrow at Profe. And then Taylor, Edgar's mic is shot. Let's see here. We're going to figure this out. Hi, guys. See you tomorrow. Crystal Chase, we'll see you tomorrow. Rumor has it a pair of hands come out of Zach's beard and does the typing on the laptop.
That may be true.
Could be true.
That could be pretty accurate.
That could be. And by the way, wait, it's Bryan Kwasant.
Kwasant?
Kwais.
You know, I prefer croissant.
Oh, croissant.
Croissant.
Brian croissant.
Croissant.
Hey, I used to say in high school that the Egg McMuffin beat the stuffing, or the Chris sandwich beat the stuffing out of the Egg McMuffin.
So-
Chris sandwich, that's all I had. I even screwed that up, Zach.
Bryan Croissant. Hey, Jeff, AquaStar Pool Products, what's up, boys?
Cafe.
And then Steve Barnes is calling me out, saying that I lie like a rug, that I did not invite him. I didn't. I was just joking. So
We didn't.
Hey,
We didn't invite
Michael. Bryan looks like he wants to give away a filter.
Oh, no.
I love this crowd. That was our boy.
Maybe a
boy
check
right there.
valve.
Yep. So, hey, Bryan, happy birthday, man, is what they're saying. Is Crystal
Appreciate
Chase, and then Ben
up,
is saying happy birthday. So, Benny, you're speaking in code. Okay, so yeah, audio sounds better. Audio sounds better now. We just needed to kind of step up
Okay.
the mics out there. So, really appreciate that out there. It's improving now. Your latency, audio is good now. Happy birthday, Bryan. Happy birthday, Bryan. Happy birthday, Bryan. Bryan looks good for 70. Bryan got it. It's amazing on LinkedIn. It's not the studio. I hear it fine on IG. Todd, and then Pull Envy goes, Todd comes running. No filters. So,
Although he's not here, so I can do whatever I want.
yeah,
Yeah.
guys, we can do whatever we want
Do
out
whatever
here.
I
We
want.
can run
We've
with
been left
scissors.
unsupervised.
Yes, we
Yeah,
have
we
been
were
left.
unsupervised.
I'll tell you how unsupervised they've left us here at AquaStar. It's 7:50 at night, and we're doing a podcast at the AquaStar Studios.
They're like, we'll be there at 5. We're not going to get ready till 6:30. Hang on, let me check my watch.
But
And it's almost
hey,
8
hey, settle it down, because let's tell everybody why it is that we started at 8 o'clock at night. Zach, tell us your story of what happened to you today.
Oh, it's my fault. Okay.
Gotta blame somebody.
Right? Somebody's got to take the blame.
So I had a very interesting day, and it started at the airport. I'm flying out to Burbank. I get to Hobby. I'm in the parking garage, and I look over as I'm waiting for the shuttle, and there's Frank from Hyde. And I don't know, for those of you that know Frank out there, he's one of our reps. But so we were talking, hey, what's going on? We're riding the shuttle. We're going, and we're looking, and he's, what gate are you flying out at? I'm like, oh, 21. He's like, me too. And cool. What time do you fly out? 12:10 on his app. I'm looking at mine, 12:30. I'm like, dang, that's some close flights, but cool. Kind of random. Like, what flight number are you on? And he's reads the flight number. I'm like, that's my flight. And I'm like, hey, Frank, I don't think you're going to Long Beach, bro. I think you're going to Burbank. And I start looking again and I realize like, oh shit, I'm going to Long Beach. And so complete change of plans at that time. Edgar was in the air, I think, supposed to be waiting for me to fly into Burbank. So I'm panicking. I'm like, I'm going to be in the air. He's going to be landing. I'm calling John. I'm like, dude, you got to get a hold of Edgar and let him know I'm not going to be getting there. But the crazy thing is then we were looking at our seating arrangement and we're literally sitting next to each other on our seating. And with Southwest, they've changed that to where it's, assigned seating at this point. And so I started just tripping out on what are the odds? And Edgar said, put that into ChatGPT. And what was it? Tens of millions to 1 on the odds of that whole day going down. So, but it was a really good time. I had a great time with Frank, talking pools pretty much the whole time. And then I had to drive from Long Beach up to Ventura
7 hours later.
at 3:45 in the afternoon in LA.
Bryan, he sends us a message and goes, should I take the 405 or the what was it, or the PCH? All John and I replied to him was laughing emojis. We didn't say any words. It was just laughing emojis. Like, good luck with that.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. So Frank's nice enough. Did he hold your hand the entire time?
He did. He kept me calm.
Frank's good.
I hate flying. And so it was nice to have someone to chat to and not be in my head the whole time.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, okay, we're almost there. But it was a good time.
And you wound up in Long Beach.
And I wound up in Long
Nowhere
Beach.
near Ventura.
Nowhere near Ventura.
Yep.
That's probably my biggest travel mistake so
Well,
far.
here was the thing: is I was supposed to go back and pick him up, and so I got here early. I went to the Heritage PEP in Van Nuys, and then I was supposed to come back and pick him up. And all I get is, Edgar, as soon as you land, call me. That was John, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, he called him a couple choice words. It was like, it's going into Long Beach, and I'm like, whoops. So now here we are up here in Ventura. 3 yo-yos with 3 different cars up here for our travel, unsupervised.
Dude, that was an expensive mistake for me.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Which, by the way, Tibor is on here, so big shout out to you. But I do want Tibor.
What's up, Teebs?
I want Teebs to know that he left us over here unsupervised, and people are already trying to get Bryan to give away stuff. So Tibor, I think we're gonna blame it on you.
Yeah, his warehouse may be empty tomorrow.
Yeah,
Where'd all my inventory go? Don't worry about it. Don't ask any questions.
Oh, yeah. So you only missed it by 75 miles. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't that big of a deal,
It's not the miles in LA. It's the hours to get that 75 miles.
Yes.
Yep. So they're saying get back onto the San Vicente, take it out to the 10, then switch to the 405 north and let it dump you out into Mulholland.
That's about right.
I have no idea what that
Was it? That's from Saturday Night Live, and then they did that skit, right? Take the 405.
Oh, that's our boy Pool MV Jason. Hey, big shout out to Jason out there. Reflection Pool and Spa, big shout out to you, Mr. Skimmer. Angelo is out there. He posted on social media. He's ready for the 10,000 Pool Pro Challenge. I do want to say there is a chance that it goes from $10,000 to $20,000. So we are working on that,
dude.
We are working on that. So it might
Todd,
go.
I'm telling you right now that is not my idea.
No.
It
wasn't Todd.
Sound got like $200 on that.
No, we're not going to throw them. But we're working on it to raise that purse, and so we're kind of excited about it out there.
Let's go.
Hey, big shout out to Haley. Haley just jumped on. Haley.
Hey, babe.
Hey.
Hey, that's Mike. Hold on a second.
Hey, Haley.
Hold on.
Haley, Michael's not
here. You don't get to say hi to Haley. Hi, Haley. I love you. I miss you. I hope I see you soon. Those are wondering who Haley is. It's Mike's wife, but she loves me just a little bit more.
Oh, so big shout out to all you guys out there. Haley, I'm sorry that Michael is out here so late. What tends to happen?
Fault.
And this is what happens to me.
She's probably in Long Beach.
It's Here's what happens to me is all the spouses end up hating me because all they hear is Edgar, Edgar, Edgar. And every time it's Edgar, we're out late and Michael's here. And then
Michael's here?
And then Michael's here. And I'm going to get blamed for it. And then she's not going to like me at some point.
You know what's really funny? We'll be going to dinner, driving. And then I'll be like, oh, Pool Nation's live. And I'll pull it up. And she's like, are you really going to watch that right now? Really? And I'm like, yeah.
Do you set your phone up at the dinner table at the restaurant and you just have it live
You
with
have
Instagram?
one earbud on the opposite side and you just kind of
Doesn't
listen.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Just to let you know, Steve was saying that Todd just found out that we were live, and with the inventory, they
fired.
called 911. So
all
we're gonna
fired.
be, we're gonna be. So hey, big shout out to Katie.
Katie!
Edgar has 39 coffees a day, so he has to stay up late, right?
He is
So-
literally dancing before we went live, saying we're just getting our first win. So.
Yep, and that's the problem. The problem is we get our first win late at night, so it's like it's not even the second win; it's the first win. So hey, Mr. Bryan Croissant. Oh, good evening. Thanks for jumping on, man.
Loving it. Real quick before we get started, Katie, who now works
Yes.
for us, a year ago, we hired her at the pool boot camp at RAPAC that we're doing tomorrow. And the party that we did afterwards, that night, we decided, Todd and I, were like, we need to bring this gal on. So happy 1 year
1 year anniversary.
to Katie.
Katie, happy anniversary to you out there. And it's one of the things that we talk about all the time is, you know, my latest thing is I go to these events and I tell people, if you come here, you don't leave with 3 phone numbers, you have wasted your time. I don't care how much you learn. I don't care how much reps you get. I don't care what it is. If you don't leave with 3 phone numbers and networking, you have wasted your time. And so I wanted to talk about that because we've seen, and I know you're like really big into that, but here's a couple of things that have happened. So we had Michael, which now works for AquaStar.
Look
right?
at that.
Look at that, right? And a great addition. And so let's see here. For full quality, head over to LinkedIn to watch the studio podcast. Big shout out to everybody. Guys, if you're on Instagram and we're having issues again with the audio, just let us know. We'll kind of correct that for you guys out there. But what I was saying is, you know, at these events, there's such a networking opportunity. And so we all know Michael's story. Michael, you know, had broken both of his ankles. And obviously he was doing pools and stuff like that. And the doctors were pretty much telling him, you got to stop this. Like there's no way you're this young, you can continue. Was having conversations, had already met Todd, had already met a lot of you guys over at AquaStar. And when he was talking to Todd and letting him know, look, you know, I'm gonna have to get out of the industry. I'm gonna have to do something. And Todd was like, wait a second. You know, came over here, and then obviously you guys had met Katie over, and just a complete ball of energy, right? Very positive.
Yeah, we met her a
very,
couple years ago at the Western show. She came to the first boot camp actually
yeah,
there.
yeah. And as a matter of fact, I remember. So she kept coming over by the booth, and that's the year that we had the pink Pool Nation pools.
Yes.
And she kept coming by, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so beautiful! Oh my God, that's so beautiful!" And then, like, I think like the 5th time that she came over, I just picked up the pool and I went, "Here's a little gift for you." And I never forget. She was like, for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can have it." And met her there. But to be able to see her kind of come over and join the AquaStar team, right? It's the same, you know, just bubbly personality, outgoing, very positive. And then we've seen other people that, you know, Antonio just, you know, partnered, and now Sarah's going to go work with Antonio, which is actually pretty awesome and amazing. And so anytime that you get out there, there's a big opportunity for networking at all these events, and you have to go to a lot of them, right?
Sure.
It's not just one. You kind of go and that repetition
right.
we're going to talk about. So
I'll tell you with Mike, not only he used to ride motocross, but he broke both of his ankles, but he really messed up his face. If you could see through the glass.
This is the
right there
8
to you.
p.m. version.
the atrium version. Yep. Hey, Todd Booth is on here going, laughing, obviously, because we're making fun of him. James Hutchinson,
James Hutch?
BC, exclamation mark, gummy bear.
Oh, thanks. You know what, Hutch?
Oh, that came up early.
Hutch.
BC.
Hutch, my boy. He's down in your area for Jandy. Oh,
nice.
James Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Probably.
Houston? Yeah.
And then our boy Todd, Ripple Effect. What's up, guys? Big shout out to you. And Kevin is on here a bit as well. So big shout out to you out there. And then Katie is saying thank you. Still happy and as excited as the first day. The best team. I love it so much. And then Benny goes, if it fails, I'm hitting up Mandy for a job.
That's it, right?
You talk about all that, but I got this job because I've known Todd for almost 20 years. And Mandy, they were, branch manager down there when I was buying my stuff in Murrieta, California, Todd opened up that branch at SEP, and it's the same thing. It's getting out and knowing your people and extending your hand out. I mean, that's how I think this industry.
Dude, and how many years later was that?
He opened that. We figured that out the other day. He opened that like 2007 or 8, and then I've been on. Yeah.
And like one of my biggest things, and I talk about it from time to time at work, is like I have this thing like don't wait for opportunity, prepare for opportunity. So as you're growing, and I had this conversation today on the plane with Frank about personal brand. It's like you should always be nurturing and growing your personal brand and growing your network, because it might be however many years later that an opportunity shows up, and it's the right time, it's the right fit. But if you don't do that, if you don't work towards that, then you'll never know if you're missing an opportunity.
I totally agree. I hope we don't get off topic, but I think this industry, period, is all about meeting people. And you guys have heard me. It's not the name on the front of the jersey. It's the name on the back. And I tell guys, and I do training all the time, when you go to a trade show, I just had this in Connecticut. There was a kid sitting there less than 6 months in the industry. Because what can you teach me? I said, I'm going to teach you one thing. It's not about my product. It's not about AquaStar. It's not about anything. You go to every booth and get a card, business card from everybody in that booth. If you don't like the product or know the product, you're going to come across it in the field because they're at this show at your local area. You should have a stack of business cards from every booth. Start there because you're going to need those people. And I think that parlays into everything that we do just in this industry as a whole as we get to education here. But just all of that is very important. Put your hand out. Go to these trainings. Just don't walk around with your head down. These companies spend tens of thousands of dollars to meet you, and that could be into a job. And I don't think this business, even Frank got the job because he knew Ashley at Hyde, and he was with another company before, and you just kind of figure that out. And then you go across the country like we do, and you see all your friends. Hutchinson that just chimed in. You're on my list now, buddy. We worked together at Hayward, and he moved to Houston, and it's just one of those things. I think that's very important. I think that's just as big as education.
Absolutely.
And you might come to work for AquaStar, best company in the business.
You never know.
You might, that's our new motto.
That's your new motto. Hey, Mr. Michael, you are behind the camera today, but how are you doing?
I am. I'm good. It's a lot of stuff going on back here, but it's fun. I know the Instagram Live can't see it or hear me, so shout out to Instagram. But yeah, we're having some fun.
Are you signing to Instagram so they can hear Michael?
Yeah, that, and I wanted to point out the gentleman that's sitting in the control room with Mike when we get a chance sometime tonight. You want me to do it now or wait?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
We just hired for, I'll call it Katie's team because she really runs the department that I'm hired for, but it's really Katie's team. We hired Ben Carver, 28-year veteran in the business. He didn't want to get on this side of the camera. He looks a lot better than I do, but 28 years in the business and 20 years. He actually came with Hayward. We can say that. We hired him 2 weeks ago, and he's now with AquaStar. He's going to be covering the Western U.S., the Western Technical Manager. But already I'm kind of dragging him across the country. He's going to Nashville. We already got North Carolina with our buddy Ben on here, but our other Ben. But I wanted to welcome officially Ben Carver of AquaStar Pool Products. If you're on the West and you know about our stuff, he's going to be your guy.
Bryan confuses East, West, North. He doesn't really know any of it anymore.
Did I say dragging to the West and we're going to North Carolina? Whatever. I've been coast to coast how many times in the last 2 months?
That's because he doesn't know where he's at from day to day.
The plane just drops me off. I'm like a Dumbo drop, and I just land wherever they put me.
He called me the other day. He goes, "Let's do breakfast," and I go, "Where are you at?" And he goes, "In San Francisco." "Where are you?" I'm like, "Bro, like, what are you doing?"
Edgar and I, we always say this. We live, 5 miles from each other?
Like next door.
Next door. And I see him more. We see each other more at trade shows in these venues than we do in our own damn neighborhood.
Absolutely. So, hey, Ben Carver is amazing. Let's go North Carolina, baby. Networking has been one of the best things for my company. That is Antonio. And Benny is saying, I have cards on my desk every so often. I look through the names, companies, and give them a call for what I need.
100%.
And that's exactly, what it's about. So, hey, tomorrow we have the Rate Pack Boot Camp. We're really kind of excited about that. We are headed out to Rate Pack headquarters in Oxnard. We are going to be doing 2 days of training. Tomorrow is the hands-on training. We are going to be doing part of the $10,000 which might be $20,000 Pool Pro Challenge. And so here's what's going to happen is we're going to do qualifiers on both days. We did the ones out at Heritage. We had 20 people that went through that qualified. We'll see how many we get out here in Oxnard. But what is going to happen is we do go into that second round of qualifiers. Top 3 will win prizes. So first place wins a Ray Pack heater and $500. Second place wins $300, and then third place wins $200. And then what's going to happen is we will come up with the top 10 from Texas, the top 10 from the boot camp out here in Oxnard. We will be in June over in Heritage in Van Nuys at the PEP, so we'll have another qualifier there.
Wait, we have something we need to put in our schedule. That's
I haven't told you guys about it yet.
We're going to break for a quick second.
knew.
Here's what happens with Edgar and the Pool Nation pod.
No.
Is it just him? All of a sudden, we get a text or an email from somebody outside of his organization, and it's probably Justin over at Raypack going, "Hey, are you going to be at the boot camp?" And we're like, "What?" So what do we have to put in our calendars?
Bryan, just let him log into your calendar. That's what I do.
We're all logged in. All
We
of a
were
sudden,
sitting there like, I had to cancel my vacation. I'm calling Mike. I'm yelling at you on my other phone. I'm calling for Justin over at Raypack. I'm like, what the heck? Am I driving a truck again from McKinney to Oxnard? I don't know. So when are we doing this?
that is going to be June 6th is when it's going to be. So
Thrown under
Todd,
the
you need
bus.
to write this down. Steve, write this down. Yeah, Mike, you write this down. Oh my
trying.
gosh, I can't even right now.
Hey, Mr. Wright Pools, we have loved the products. We install filters regularly. Big shout out to you out there. And then Clearwater Pool and Spa, where are you guys specifically? Because I'm going to have
going
these
with
guys reach
Clearwater.
out. So what's that?
Going with Clearwater, Florida.
Clearwater Pool and Spa. He says he's on the west.
No, see, there we go. I said it right, right? Florida's on the
Florida,
west.
it's on
the
See?
west.
Yeah.
I know my,
So,
right?
It's on the
so
northwest.
let me know where you're at, because he's saying, that they haven't hit really hard out in the field yet, and he hasn't installed any of the products himself.
What?
But he's very curious about it. So by the time he tells me, you're going to have somebody connect with him here by the time the
Maybe he'll get the
podcast.
free filter that Mike's passing. I'm going to lose my job. Is anybody out there hiring right now?
So, anyways,
Wait.
okay, sorry.
Can I back up
Yes,
and talk
absolutely.
about the qualifier a little
Yeah,
bit tomorrow?
sorry.
Those odds are amazing. And especially after what I went through today, tens of millions, I wish I could try out. I mean, if you don't have anything going on or you can make it work, like you should absolutely be coming to the event and getting that qualifier going on.
Oh, for Oxnard tomorrow and Raypack.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's a
gonna
little
be-
late right now,
No,
but
there might be people.
There might be people, so you guys can come up just for the qualifier. So the qualifiers will be at about 5 o'clock tomorrow, and then a little bit earlier on Saturday, probably like 3:30. So if you guys want to come out, definitely come out. You
bring
can
your
just-
truck just in case.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Bring your truck, because you never know. You might be taking the Raypack heater directly from there. But come on out, and then what's going to happen is we are going this year. The PSP Expo is going to be in New Orleans, and that's where we're going to have the final. So day one will be actually another qualifier to end up with the top 5, and it's actually the top 4 because the winner from last year, the belt is his, the champion is his. He doesn't have to go through the qualifiers. He goes
good.
straight to the finals.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Look at you.
So the title is his, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's got to
he's
be
gotta
taken.
defend it,
He's
right?
got to defend the
Oh,
title.
I like that.
So he will go with another 4, and then that is when the last day, which is the Thursday, I will actually have the finals at our booth, and then we go for hopefully we can have it by $20,000 by then, and that'll be exciting. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
You know that's only 7 months away.
Isn't that crazy? It's just absolutely crazy.
Is that nuts?
But you know what? That means the awards are around the corner. That means that nominations are going to be having to go up here soon. So
With Brian, Chris-Ann.
No, Brian is not big
With-
enough. No,
with
keep
Bryan
going. Keep
Cresson.
going. No.
So hey,
Cresson?
Clearwater Pools, you won't be disappointed. More importantly, your customers will love you for it. And then Hobby is saying Clearwater Pool and Spa, reach out to them ASAP. I haven't installed a filter from another manufacturer in 2 years. Great products, and the support matches. So yeah, you do me a favor, Clearwater Pool and Spa. Do me a favor, send me a message send me a DM, and then we are going to connect you. I guess it's Corey. So he's in the East Bay area in San Francisco.
Oh, that's Corey Wax.
So that's Corey. So
You
that's
guys know
Corey Wax.
You guys know who Corey is?
Who?
Corey?
Oh,
Corey.
So anyway, send me a message, send me your information. I'll get Corey to reach out to you out there. And then our boy Dylan Brooks, which is out here from Oxnard, he's going to be over at the boot camp at Rate
Love
Pack.
it.
Looking forward to talking to him. He's out here in the Oxnard area. And not only does he service a bunch of pools, but he does Rate Plus Chems out in this area.
Oh.
So that's
Oh.
big. That's
Oh, that's
good.
huge.
That's huge that we want to talk about. So anyway, so headed out to the boot camp tomorrow. Really kind of excited about that. So hopefully we'll see everybody out there. Looking forward to connecting. We are doing a networking event on Friday night hosted by Raypack. And Michael, what's the details of that? What are we doing out there?
So the networking event's going to be super fun. We've changed it up a little bit this year for those of you who have attended the boot camps there in the past. This year, we're going to be doing it at Varsity Club. It is a bar and grill type facility, but they also have simulators for golf, baseball, F1 simulators. Brian, you can't hear me?
No. He can hear you. Just the people on Instagram
Oh,
can't
yeah.
hear you. But
Instagram
that's
can't
okay.
hear you.
It's okay. We'll repeat it here for the Instagram listeners over here.
Yeah, and we've got from about 5:30 on, I believe they close at like 11. Feel free to come by. We got a full buffet, drinks. The only thing is the simulators will only be from 6 to 8, and that's because they have a comedy show going on in the back of the facility, and they don't want to hear the thud of the golf balls and the baseballs hitting the simulators while they're doing it. But it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a whole lot of fun.
have some drinks, drive a Formula One car.
You know, what's funny is, Todd's not going to be here because if he would have been here, I would have crushed him as golf.
Probably.
So that's
Yeah.
he knew, and he knew that
why
they were
he
going to,
left.
and so that's why he left, and he won't be here.
That's
So
the reason why
Yeah.
he went
You
out
know.
of the country.
So Justin is saying, "Happy birthday, Brian! If you know, you know." So
What's up, my boy Reyes?
yes, that's your
Love
boy
you, JR.
Reyes.
What's up, buddy? He just had a baby.
Yes, congratulations.
great, doesn't he,
He
for
looks
having-
great for having
I mean,
another baby,
he
right?
just looks
He's
fantastic.
got 3 of them now, right?
I think it's number 7.
It's number 7.
I don't know what it is.
So-
I think he's got 4 total.
You got,
Like a Pez dispenser, this guy. Is that out loud? Are we still live?
hey, Justin, tell us how. I think he's got.
I think it's 4.
It's 4.
12 something, 2, and a newborn.
So maybe he is in the big leagues now.
He is in the
Because
big
I
leagues.
tell him, bro, unless you have 4, you're not in the big leagues. Other than that,
I'll stay in the minor.
you're going to stay in the minor leagues. So, anyways, hey guys, let's jump into the podcast today because I want to talk about something. We want to talk a little bit about education, especially now that we're in March. We're getting ready to kind of really hit the season, rolling, and we've already been talking to a lot of pool pros. We started to see all the pools going green. Water's already warm. It's perfect time. This is where you kick in and everything, right? Chemical consumption goes up. Long days, long hours getting out there. And so we want to talk a little bit about the education. And really one of the things that we want to talk about is how important education is today. And we want to talk a little bit about, the reps and not the sales reps, because Brian had a good point. I was talking about reps and he's like, are you talking about sales reps? What are you talking about? And, but we want to talk about the training themselves and more of the repetitions, right? And a lot of what we were talking offline is, if you're going to get proficient at something, you need the reps, right? So quarterbacks, they go out, they get the reps with the first team, right? It's that practice and that constant practice. And for our industry, a lot of the knowledge is really kind of based on those reps, right? Everything that we do, and I talk about it all the time, right? And you install 4 or 5 pumps and then you got it, right? And that's kind of doing that rep and going to the boot camps and getting the reps over and stuff like that. But it's not always been like that. And so wanted to talk to Bryan. I know, Bryan, you've been in the industry for how long? 26?
28 years.
28 years now.
27, 28 years.
27, 28 years. So I want to talk really quick about, the transformation of the training in the industry. And I want to start with you kind of talking about, when you started in the industry back then, what was the education like?
So I cut my teeth at the Western Pool and Spa Show. I used to work for a company called North County Pool and Spa out of Oceanside. And that was in the early 90s. And I left in went into corporate America. But even back then, our boss, Tony Swirsky, he would take us to the Western show, and you took classes, right? Everybody had a class, and then you got a certificate at the end. And I used to keep those certificates, and I even use those as an example when I train now. And they were intense. They were hands-on. They used to bring up the simulators and what they could do and slides, and you met the reps, the actual sales reps. But it was definitely consistent in those trainings, and I would do the San Diego tabletops and all of that. And then when I got out of the industry and came back in 2002 or 3, then it started up again. And I got out of the industry, came back into the pool industry, and I started doing training again. And the training was, you went to a trade show or you went to a manufacturer's local training, and then you would take that and go do the job, right? If it was a mastic job, or like Todd says, I took a U.S. SEAL class, and I learned about U.S. SEALs. And now I teach that now, like we're going to do tomorrow, on the proper ways of doing things. So everything was hands-on. We took it back to the field. You talk about repetition. It was going in. People go like, Wendy with Pentair and Temecula Murrieta area, and Mike Childress with Pentair, like, why are you back in this class? You just took it. I'm going to learn something new, right? Filling that bucket with little golden nuggets, and you fill that bucket with knowledge, and I might learn something from this rep out of that brand, or this rep out of that brand, and I would take it again like I do. I say different things at different times, but like you point on, it's doing that repetition, just like we were watching, who's that blue team out here? The baseball opening day?
What's baseball?
Doyers? I don't know. I couldn't tell.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers. Those guys making millions of dollars, get in the batting cage, and they do BP, right? And they're making millions of dollars. They've hit millions of balls, but they're doing that repetition. So I would always go to those classes and go to the same ones. And then, again, you just learn. And then I became a CPO instructor, and I did that. And that was learning for me too, right? So it's definitely, they say, insanity is doing the wrong thing over and over again, expecting different results. I think education is doing the same thing over and over again, and getting the same thing, expecting different results. And hopefully you do, so you can keep adding to that. And I think that's where the training was when I was out there. Now it's now it's just gone crazy.
I want to back up a little bit. Like when you were first getting started back in the 60s and getting going.
See, this is, I take medication for this. Hang on, I need another drink.
Oh, what was it in like 1962?
I do ask Steve. Steve Barnes is on here, and I do ask him, when you were
long.
there when Moses splitted the Red Sea, how was that? Love you, Steve.
So back when you started and you were getting going, like new to the industry, getting in it, what was training like at that point? Like, was it kind of trial by fire, like get out there and do it? Was it very formal? What did that process look like for you, like getting into the industry?
So yes, all of that. It was going to the training, learning about a heater, or learning about an automation system, learning about the pump, getting your hands on it. I know Ray Pack used to do, I saw my Ray Pack yellow handle. You got a green bag and you'd take a Ray Pack class, and then I would go work on a Ray Pack heater, and then I would pass it on as I got employees and pass it on to them. And then oddly enough, with my buddies in the industry that I still talk to, I would train them. Like we'd go to a job site and go, okay, phone's off. We're going to go grab a sandwich. We're going to go to a backyard, and we're going to go learn on this Ray Pack heater, or a Mini Max NT, or a Master Temp, or a Hayward heater. And I would take pool guys. We would do this thing. Okay, we're going to meet. I got clearance from this homeowner. We can go in their backyard. Let's do that. And then we parlayed that into the branch, Todd's old branch, after he left. We would have training up there, and I would share that knowledge. And I always say, knowledge is power, but it's not powerful until you share it. So to answer that, I would take it, learn it, and then give it away and teach somebody else. And that's just how you get things going. And then definitely the repetition. But now it's even better.
Which they say teaching others is like a strong form of learning yourself.
100%.
Yeah.
It's the way that you retain the most,
Yeah.
right? And so
Correct.
you look at the pyramid, and watching a video or reading, you only keep 10, about 10%. When you're actually teaching somebody, it's more in the 70% range of that
Correct.
retention, right? So it's important. And you talked about it, and we talk about the reps, and I was just watching a video the other day, and I think it was Jimmy Kimmel that was asking Kobe Bryant, right? with all those, game-winning shots that you took, were you nervous, right? So obviously, because you're taking the shot, right? And his response was no. And when they asked him, well, why not? And he said, because of all the repetitions that we've done. Like I've taken that shot in practice. I've taken that shot in games thousands and thousands of times. And so when you've done that rep so many times, you're not nervous anymore. It's what you do. It's what you've practiced. You're ready, right? And I think for us in the field, it's the exact same thing.
Sure.
When you're out there trying to, and we were joking around about, because we've all had those moments where we go out, we didn't have the reps, we didn't have the experience, but yet we tried to do something, and then there's a customer looking over your shoulder. And I remember something as simple as, the old Purex stainless steel filters, and I cleaned the filter, and it took me 45 minutes to put the lid back on because I couldn't get it back on. And what it was is that the O-ring was stretched out, and the customer was like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And I'm like, I got this. You're
over in the corner crying. No, I'm not okay, Miss Smith.
But in that situation, I didn't have the reps. Right. And so I didn't have the knowledge, and I didn't have it. And so it was very nerve-wracking, and it's very nerve-wracking being there, knowing that the customer's looking at you, and that in reality you don't have the reps. So you kind of don't have, that confidence. Looking back at your journey in the pool industry, looking back at all those years, do you remember any of those moments? Because I'll never forget. I'll never forget two of them. One of them was that filter that took me 45 minutes, and the customer kept coming out to see if I was okay.
I can picture the O-ring coming out of the end.
Because it was,
you had the lip and the two lips.
And eventually I used, I clamped it, and then I kind of pushed it all the way in, and
hopefully
finally
it's not your fingers.
But dude, like lube all, because I was like put so much lube to try to get it, and all that kind of stuff. And then the other one that I'll never forget, and this is where I really kind of learned the networking point of it, is I remember trying to figure out why a pump wouldn't prime. And I spent probably about an hour there trying to figure it out, tried everything.
O-ring is on the ground?
No, what ended up happening is I ended up calling a buddy of mine, and he goes, oh yeah, that's probably, do you have Jandy valves in front of it? Yeah. He goes, okay, so turn it on, turn it off, and go run and put your ear by them. And if you hear the whizzing, that's what it is. And so I went, turned it off, and sure enough, you hear the
air leak.
And air leak, and he's like, there you go. And it's like, I spent an hour, and one phone call in about 40 seconds solved my problem. And at that moment was like, I need to network more. I need to fill up my phone with numbers that if he doesn't answer, I can keep kind of going down the road. And think about it, like a lot of times we try to think, okay, we can figure it out. And it might take you 4 or 5 hours to figure it out when you can make a phone call, and 30 seconds later, you have the response, you have the answer to it. So do you remember back in your day anything that, you were in front of that customer and you kind of didn't know?
Yeah, but this would take too long because there were many of them. The air leak one, it's funny you mention that, because in front of the valve, you get the suction leak. A buddy of mine, we always say when we call our buddies, the line is, are your shoes tied? Because you forget the simple stuff, right? You're overlooking 90 things, and your shoes are untied in that quote. My buddy showed up one time for that and took some shaving cream and put it on the valve. The shaving cream gets sucked in, and it's a visual. And I looked at him and I went, just effing leave, because I've been in that spot, and that's how I learned. And then I teach that to guys. Take shaving cream and spray it on there and have it suck in, and you've got an air leak. And if it's bubbling, you've got a water leak, whatever. Yep. So yes, that's one of my ones. And I say the shaving cream trick, and guys go, you shave at no, I don't shave at the job site, but because I talk to my reps to get the reps and to share that. And you said what takes hours. And I've always said, with repetition in the reps, you get more efficient. And everybody says, work harder or work smarter, not harder. In the words of Mike Rowe, you work smarter and harder. Hard work is great, because if you work hard, you get smarter to make you more efficient. So you're not there 45 minutes, 45 times. You're there 45 minutes once. And the next time it takes you 2 seconds with the shaving cream. So one of mine that I had a homeowner look over my shoulder, and I always told homeowners, the more you watch, the more I charge, because the more stuff I'm going to break, right? because you're nervous. They're looking,
Right,
well,
right.
I'm just here to, Zach, I'm just,
I've had them film me.
back in 32, I did heaters, so let me just watch you. I'm learning. When I'm working on this heater, you are not going to learn. That's the most volatile thing in your backyard. I remember telling the guy this. Propane heater. Propane is heavier than natural gas. Propane sits down. Write this down, people. I mean, this is good shit here. So propane sits and it doesn't dissipate. Natural gas is lighter. Turning on a Mini Max NT, I know exactly where I was at. I remember the backyard in the back canyons of Temecula. And I'm turning on the heater and I'm waiting for that Mini Max to go through its safety sequence. And you know when it's not the safety sequence because the gas valve kicks on, and at 3 seconds you get click, 3, 2, you get a nice
That
heated
whoosh.
gas.
Yeah.
When it's propane and it's the gas valves opening and the igniter's not, the hot surface igniter or the igniter's not working, that gas will sit there. And you learn once when you turn on a gas heater, propane, that you should back up. And when you're my height, like a Smurf, you're going to get burned. And that's exactly what happened. The rollout sensor never even got burned on that Mini Max, but Bryan did, and the homeowner did. So I backed up after it got me and lit up my legs and my hairy legs wearing shorts and my shoes, and you smell the hair all over getting burned.
Burning hair.
Pretty much. Homeowner, I backed up, and the homeowner says, why are you backing up? And I said, because you called me on a most volatile thing in your backyard. So when I light this again after it hits you, because now it's, the gas is gone.
Right.
Hit it again, and then it ignited. So that's the first one. You look like an idiot. I think the other one was plumbing up a pool pad, and you get all the plumbing done, and you're, oh man, nobody's here to see me do this, and this is so good. And you get that one piece of 90 to a piece of PVC, and you turn it on, and you forget to glue it, and it blows on you, and you crap your pants, and it's just
me.
water.
That's me.
Every time, right?
How much do you freak out like it's the end of the world, and it's like all you got to do is just go turn it off. But you panic for like.
But you're panicked.
Yeah.
So now I learned from my buddy who learned from somebody else that passed down the knowledgeable knowledge to mark what you've glued with the Sharpie, and then you can just move on. But it took that first time, and the homeowner standing there. All right, sir, I'm here to collect my money, and you've hired the best company, and boom,
Water everywhere.
and I'm trying to find that switch. The breaker box is open. I've not followed any safety measure in the world, and it's just bad.
Your brain doesn't work for those like 20 seconds.
No.
It just kind of goes into. So, and it's funny because that happened to me, and then I would have a Sharpie and go, okay, I started here and here, and I would run through the whole thing. Okay, I glued everything. Okay, I'm good. And then once somebody's like, oh, buy the white glue. It's the best thing ever. And I'm like,
God,
oh,
no.
yeah. And then I bought the white glue, and then I'm like, well, wait a second. How do I know what I glued?
Anyone that uses white glue is a better person than I am.
I threw out the can of white glue. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I need the blue one so I can.
Blue, red, or gray, right? Yeah. I don't want the stuff I can't see.
No,
I need to see it. Yes, that's exactly it. And it comes from calling somebody, calling your sales rep, calling your buddy, calling somebody that you've met in the industry, especially the reps when you go to the shows, in that repetition of, I've been here before. People always say time is money. I think those are a separator in my own personal experience, because I can take all week and not make a dime and be busy, right? We all own our companies. Or you can go out in one day and make more in a month than you have, or make more in a day than you have in a month, and you've done that in a short amount of time.
Right.
But I think the experience and time go hand in hand, because as you keep doing things, it goes quicker for you. And when somebody hires you and they go, how'd you figure that out in like 2 seconds? Because I've done it repetitiously. Is that even a word? Can somebody Google repetitiously for me?
Sounds legit.
It does. Let's trademark it.
I always say 7 years of high school, right in this head. And you're not paying me for my time. You're paying me for my experience.
My knowledge.
My doctor doesn't need to figure out after me being in his office, my knees are hurting because I'm fat and old. He's got the experience of looking at fat old people going, you got knee problems from his experience. So 100% repetition will make you money, and learning repetitiously will make you money, and you'll do better and be more efficient to pass that on.
Yeah, it's those reps. I remember also, I've shared this with you. What were the old Jandy heaters? What are they? LXIs?
LXIs, yeah.
And so
LT heaters.
And I remember I had a customer, and man, had all kinds of issues with the heater. And of course, I could figure it out. I couldn't figure it out, right? But I'm like, I'm going to go give it a shot and take a look at it, right? And man, I tried everything and I couldn't figure it out. And I called a buddy of mine that had been doing pulls for like 20 years. And he goes, I know what that is. And he goes, I'm going to go show you what it is. And sure enough. So remember how it had all the little gas to the front with all the little orifices right there. And he got a wire and he stripped it. And he did a little thing and he went click, 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 cleaned them all out. Whoosh, and they fired up. He goes, this is get spider webs all the way through them. So anytime you have one of these, just once a year, do this. And I was just like, I would have never figured that out. Like I would have replaced every part on that heater and not, but he had the reps, right? He'd been there, he'd done it, he'd gotten the knowledge.
And the spiders always knew to get in the orifices right in front of the igniter. There's 8 orifices that are like at a 400 B2 heater. And it's not the ones on the ends. It's like the spiders like, watch this.
Watch,
and they go build their web right in front of that one. In front of the
and
igniter.
you would put that in and pull it out. And that's just like all these spider webs would come out. So
yeah.
Hey, Michael, I know that you're back there. What about you? What were some of those first things?
Yeah, just to say something about Bryan's story about the thing going off and this and that. So just maybe 3 years ago, I was with Todd Pieri, our president, and this was when I still had my company, and we were doing an install video for the PureStar, our ozone unit. We're at my mom and stepdad's house. We were doing the install there. I was like, oh, we're all good. He's watching over my shoulder, watching me do this, so, it's a little awkward. All of a sudden, I'm cutting the pipes. We're getting everything ready. I forgot to put the system into service mode. Guess what happened? Yep, it turned on with the Sawzall, and I was filming it. It's on my Instagram page. You can go back and see it right now.
You got a bath?
I looked at Todd, and he just laughed.
Oh, good.
And then he hired you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Yeah, we all, I think we all have, those experiences where we've kind of done those. And it was funny because I was talking to John today, and he was talking to Nick, and you forget about some of those basic things when you're trying to teach somebody. And John's really good at this. He's always good at kind of going back to his early days. And so they were taking some unions off. And so Nick was now putting the unions back on. And John was like, no, by hand. And Nick was like, well, why? Like, he's got the channel locks, right? And stuff like that. And John goes, no. What you want to do is be able to tighten them as much as you can by hand, because then all you need is a quarter of a turn. I go, if you're using the channel locks the whole time, you don't know how much pressure you need to put on that union. And what's going to happen most of the time is you're just going to keep going until you crack it and you break it, right? And so I was joking with John, and I'm like, God, that's gold right there. That's training gold right there that we kind of give up for granted. And, we were talking about it, and he's like, it comes from the reps, because that's what I've done before. I've used the channel locks. And so it was like, well, wait a second. Yeah, doing this. And it just kind of reminded me of that, just those little things and those little reps. And
to be honest, a lot of times those little like golden things aren't training that is taught in the class.
100%. 100%.
And that's exactly what I was telling John. I'm like, we have to teach that. Like that's a golden moment right there, to be able to go back to those pool pros, because I think a lot of times, especially for us, that we do a lot of trainings and we do a lot of boot camps, we do a lot of podcasts, we kind of think to ourselves, well, man, I've mentioned this like 10 times, right? So I can't just do the basics. I need to keep going, but the problem is, you never know who's listening, and there's always a newer guy that needs to listen to it. And yeah, for us, it might be repetitious that you've said the same thing 2,000 times, but it has to be said. And so to John, I was saying, those are the things that we need to keep remembering, because you can't just go, well, I already mentioned that 3 boot camps ago, right? It has to be at each one of those as we...
I mean, like little things too, like Bryan mentioned, like the O-ring on the lid. I don't know if you're talking about a chlorinator, but like I've had that call. It's been a while. I've been like, man, this thing is just pouring out all over. I'm like, all right, look around on the ground, because your O-ring's laying down
on the floor.
Yeah.
Right. Or the pump won't prime because the intake to the pump, the O-ring's laying on the ground, or whatever the case may be. And that's so big, because whenever I'd give a class, I always try to ask, I introduce myself, and I always ask, who's here year under? Who's here 5 years under in this industry? I did a class in Delaware, and I said, "Who's here less than a year?" And a kid raised his hand. He's 6 months into the business. And there's a guy in the back with 42 years of pool experience. I looked at our new guy, John, and I said, Jeff, and I said, we got to teach to both ends.
Yeah.
So I would mention VGBA. This kid doesn't know what the heck VGBA is.
Right.
So I had to explain what that was. So it's a good point that you made of we're so far into this that we forget that there's people in there that might not even know an acronym or a name, or you just twist this thing and the kid's going, what's the thing?
Yeah.
Right? And you got to go back to basics every time. And I try to do that so we don't lose a crowd. Yet keeping the guy with 42 years going, oh, we're going to sit there and explain everything? Yeah, kind of. And even that guy learned something, right?
But a lot of times those guys nowadays, they jump in to help the other guys.
100%. And that's
and
nowadays.
And it's funny because somebody that's really good at it. So David Jones, we do the automation class, and at the beginning it was like, hey, high voltage, low voltage, wiring, all this, and he kind of came back to me and he goes, we kind of need to rethink this education and kind of change it a little bit, because I go over and I talk about relay, and you get the blank stare, like people are like, what's a relay and what does it do? And so he went back and he changed his training to be able to go part by part and say, hey, we're going to connect this to the relay, but this is a relay. This is what the relay does. This is what it looks like. Sure. And you kind of get that. I do want to come back, and I do want to apologize to all the people that have made comments, because my comments didn't scroll here, and all of a sudden I've scrolled down and there's tons of them. So I'm going to come back here really quick. So Via Lovable Pools, big shout out to you. Captain Bryan, CLT, Love AquaStar Pool Products, was out there in December and got to meet the team. Big shout out to Pool Days, Akron Chris. Captain Bryan, love you, brothers. What Steve says, Pool by Marty's, Mr. LaPiccolo, very first pool guy of the year right there, my man. Big shout out to you. Oxidation Reduction Potential, big shout out to you. Let's see here. Hillary, Katie is laughing. If you are running the podcast at night, Tar Pierre needs to glow in the dark golf ball shots off the roof.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm down.
There we go.
There we go. Michael, can you write that one down?
Yeah,
Let's give some filters away.
I agree.
Yeah.
Todd, when you get back, guess what we're doing?
Yeah, glow in the dark golf balls. I love it, Captain Bryan. Hey, Pool Geek is going, who knew Bryan was wise? And then he goes, never mind, I take that back. He goes, Bryan is proof anyone can be amazing. Literally
right.
anyone.
Well, I'm wise. I'm a wise ass, but I am wise to some degree. Thank you, Steve.
He goes, that'll teach him to call me old, even if it is true.
Did I call him old?
Yeah.
I might have said elderly.
You did jump and throw him under the bus when they called you old. After 10 minutes of attempting to prime, replumb the suction side, cut the glue, cut, glue.
Glue twice, cut once.
We all know that's happened.
Yes.
That's happened, right?
Yes.
Who's plumbed the DE filter backwards?
This guy.
Me too.
This guy.
Right, and then the grids just
Blow
balloon,
up.
and you're like,
yeah.
you're like brand new filter, and I just blew up all the grids.
Well, that's a new look. You know what you do? You call warranty. I don't know what happened. We know what happened. When you call AquaStar and you're talking to myself or our team, we know what you did. Just tell us.
We're just gonna pretend and be like, we
Just
don't
tell
know.
me.
Yep.
I'll take care of you.
Let's see here. Look for the water shootout or drip keep valve O-ring on the truck. Yes, you got to keep those on there. Pump won't prime. Install the pump lid first.
Yes.
Shaving
Write
cream.
that down, would you?
Shaving cream for the rim. Hey, Michael, scroll Instagram comments behind them. Let's see how long it takes for them to notice. Scratch that. This is awesome advice.
That would be pretty legit.
That would actually be
To have it on
really
here?
cool. Yeah.
Oh, we do have a TV.
Man.
This big.
That's
for
not a
those
bad
of you that
idea.
don't know,
That
this
is an
thing is a
awesome
TV screen. It's
idea.
not a poster. These are about 200 little square, actually more than that, and it makes up this big TV. So we could
that
roll it. That would be cool.
Oh my
wouldn't it?
God. For the next podcast, we got to figure
yeah.
that out. Can you do it?
Yeah, do it on the break.
Yeah, we
Are
could
we
totally.
going to
So
break?
that way,
Yeah, we
people
could-
watching
we could totally do it on the break.
on Facebook or Instagram, whichever
Yeah.
one, they can see the notes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, everybody listening, everybody that is watching on Instagram, we're going to take a break here soon. But what we're going to do is Michael's going to try to put all the comments behind Brian.
But
I don't know.
keep
You know what?
it,
My fat
keep
butt
it-
sitting here.
we need. I am going to tell everybody that's listening.
Keep it cool.
We've got to keep it clean.
Do
we
we
got to
though?
keep it cool.
Do we though? Todd's out of the country.
Todd's
Do
out
we
of the
though?
country.
Do we? What's he gonna do?
Oh, let's see here. Mr. Wright, shaving cream. Hey, Mike. Oh, yeah. So the comments on there. pressure test ahead of starting a new system. Costs nothing. It takes a few minutes and can eliminate a large amount of embarrassment. I did have my toying with renovations. So I wanted.
That's 2 words we need to Google tonight.
With repetition.
So I wanted. I wanted to. I was toying with the idea of kind of
Toying.
with the idea.
I'm going to start drinking again
And-
before this podcast
And
is over.
here's what happened to me. A guy came out, did some replumbing for some rocks and stuff like that, and never pressure tested.
Whoops.
And then they had to cut the deck twice because it was 2 different leaks. And dude, the guy had done the deck and it was painted it and it was all beautiful. They had to cut it twice. And that's when I said, yeah, renovation's not for me. I'm out. I'm not.
You need to take your reps, did you?
Yeah,
I'm-
renovation
I'm-
is a special person.
It takes a special person right there. Let's see here. Michael Kraus, where is that chair video? Can you put that on the video wall? Damn, everybody.
Brian, remember the chair video?
We're going to go to break right now and come back to you later
Hey,
on the other side,
everybody.
right here at Pool Nation.
Hey, you know what? Let's hear in the comments who wants to see the chair video that we're talking about. Maybe
You
we can
gotta
get
say
that
it
on the
in the
back
mic.
wall.
Yeah, wait. You got to say that again because they can't hear you.
All right, so we were just talking about that chair video. Let's see. When we go to break, let's see in the comments who wants to see this chair video that we're talking about and who knows about it. Let's hear
I
it. Maybe we
hate
can
my
get that
job
on the
right
back
now.
wall.
Why? Are we going to show that chair?
We're definitely
crashing off the
Who
rails.
said that?
now.
Oh, yeah,
Who
yeah.
put that on the notes
We
about
are
the
going
chair
off the
video?
rails, but they're saying it is worth it on here. So, so I think it's going to have to happen. Hey, big shout out to Edgar out there, Mr. D, Pete the Pool Guy. What's going on? Let's see here.
Hey, Ben Carver, my buddy in the back here that we just hired, you just got promoted to National Technical Sales Manager because I quit.
Hey, over here, my favorite is when a guy starts brushing for the first time and they don't fully extend the pole, but instead bend at the waist.
yeah.
It just that's a good one,
Yeah.
Zach. That's so
Who's
great.
ended up in the pool the first time you brushed the pole?
Not the
Or
first
you don't,
time, but I've been
or
in
you
a few
don't
pools.
tighten the pole and you
And
go to
then-
push down and you push down and you fall
but-
right in the pole.
Dude,
This
I did
guy.
a handstand on the side of
That's
the
what I'm
pool in
talking
front of
about.
customers, not on purpose.
I
It was the
fell.
most
I did
embarrassing
that.
thing.
I did that once. It was a rock pool, and I twisted my. And so I tried. Smart. I tried to use the pole to hold myself
How'd
up
that
on
work?
a 10-foot pole, and I just kind of went like that, and I just looked at her, and I went, "I'm going in," and I just fell in. Phone, Bluetooth,
See you on the other side,
it
lady.
just-
Dude.
everything was.
I went
She was
into
cracking up.
A full handstand and was like balancing for to save my life with the customer sitting right there, like what? And then I just went right in there.
And now remember, everybody has cameras in their backyards,
Oh, yeah.
which
Oh,
they didn't have
yeah.
when we were doing
No.
pools. It was so.
No.
Don't pee in the backyard. Don't do anything wrong because you are on camera. Anybody here in this room, and we'll answer this when we come back. Anybody here drop a brand new heater in the pool as you're walking into the backyard? Yeah, neither did I.
A heater?
Let's go to break. Oh, a full heater.
Hey, Brian should tell us about the pump seal. Though I knew everything about. Wait. My comments are jumping over here. Brian should tell us about the pump seal. I thought I knew everything about putting the pump seal in and learn. I was doing it wrong for over decades. That's because you were teaching somebody how to do
Look at
it.
that. Because I learned it
Don't
from
lick it,
somebody else.
right?
Mr. Luke Norris, AquaStar, best customer service around. No hoops to jump through. And
What's up, Luke?
okay, podcast is over. Podcast is over. Hang up. Your boy Todd Pieri is going. Guys are looking strong.
Oh, look at us.
Oh, big
what
shout
up,
out.
TP?
Big-
What up in the house?
Big
Nobody's
shout
there.
out. Hey, Todd.
Brian only gave away like 6 filters so far.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not even kidding right now. They're all expense under Edgar's line item.
Hey,
Says
no,
Edgar's
no, not my
6
line item.
Was
I-
it 7? I thought we gave away 7.
Listen,
7 filters?
7.
Listen, Todd and I came up with a new agreement, and that is that I have to sign off on them. But he did say after the third one, you're fired.
You're fired.
So you're,
All right, you're good.
you're
So I'm
never
out.
coming back.
So I'm out.
So for sure you're
We
out.
only gave away 6 tonight, and we have 5 more to give away tomorrow, right? Is that what we
Yes.
did?
Yep. Hey, Luke Norris, I lost my BlackBerry slipping on a fake rock.
Luke, dude, my boy, that's going back a minute.
Yep. Yep.
What's a BlackBerry?
I remember I had one and it went boom and right off into the pool. I just saw it, So
It
anyways,
does this.
Yeah,
yep.
the old black.
So Stay strapped in those streets. Strap wrench over channel locks 90% of the time.
Yes.
Basics is what makes Pool Nation so valuable in an industry leader. Big shout out. They're saying that to pull up the video.
No video. We lost it. We got to go to break.
News to me, do it. Brian, you're in Charlotte in April when with Ben. We will make your video famous here.
Who's saying that?
Captain Bryan, CLT.
Okay, we might not even come by then, B. I mean, I might just skip by it if you're going to promote the video. I mean, what you got to throw that out there for?
Yeah.
It's your personal brand, bro. We're working on it.
All right.
Yep. And then out here, don't be a victim. Just jump in. And then
That's the
MLS
best
2686. Yeah, just don't be a victim. Just jump in. Hey, big shout out. What's up? So everybody that's listening on Instagram, stay tuned, because what we're going to do is when we come back, what we're actually going to do is we're going to put the comments up right behind Brian. We're going to see how those comments are going, but it's getting late across, so let's see how those comments do afterwards.
It's almost midnight in
I know,
East
and
Coast.
there's some people out there, so
Good thing you two didn't delay this.
Yeah, so definitely let's do that. Let's do that when we come back. Everybody stay on Instagram Live and stay tuned to see what's on the wall. We'll be right back.
Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. U.S. Motors Neptune Variable Speed Motor provides a versatile replacement solution for all your pool pump motor needs. This motor can communicate with pool control systems, provide low voltage options to work with time clocks, and can be installed as a standalone pump motor. The Neptune motor can be easily installed on existing pumps, upgrading them to a variable speed pump without the need for replumbing. Enjoy energy savings and quiet operation by installing a Neptune Variable Speed Motor today. For more information and to find your local distributor, visit usmotors.com/pool. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Meet the pipeline pump from AquaStar Pool Products, the next generation of variable speed pumps designed for serious efficiency. At its core is a high-performance permanent magnet motor that's totally enclosed and fan-cooled, delivering consistent energy-saving operation. Paired with AquaStar's patented high-efficiency volute design, the pipeline pump maintains optimal flow while cutting down on energy use. And it's not just efficient, it's incredibly quiet. Thanks to a high-tech rubber motor mount that absorbs vibrations and dampens sound, the pipeline runs smooth and quiet by limiting turbulence. Its 2.5-inch internal frame ensures unrestricted water flow, and it's available in both 1.5 HP and 3.0 HP models, each with 2-inch and 2.5-inch union fittings for flexible and efficient installation. Experience the pipeline difference: incredibly quiet operation, peak efficiency, and proven performance. Ask your supplier for the pipeline pump from AquaStar. Available now. Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit hayward.com to discover more.
I guess we're back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with your co-host, Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. We're
The
talking
famous.
to Zach,
Famous pool boy,
And
Nicholas.
Bryan Chunky Dunk Chrisan.
Chrison. We're talking to Bryan Chrison. Son.
Okay. We'll go with Chrisan.
Hey, guys, can we clean it up? Todd Pierre's on Instagram Live. We got to clean it up. We got to be. We got to be.
Act professional.
Yes. So we are.
Ben,
ladies and
stop doing
gentlemen,
that. Stop doing that, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, stop doing that.
Stop doing
Ben,
that.
The buffet at the Herald Club this morning. By the way, I'm not wearing a collared shirt because we were setting up for the boot camp today. That's my excuse. Then I got dragged into this podcast.
You got dragged into this podcast.
You're doing great.
We
Thank
are
you.
excited to have
Appreciate
you.
that, Eddie.
So, hey, Michael, really quick, are we able to were you able to figure that out or no?
I didn't have time to get the Instagram comments up, but we do have the video loaded and ready to go.
So
be great.
let's do this for everybody watching on Instagram. Trust me, you are going to want to watch this.
If it's the chair video, we do need to preface this, what happened.
Sure. Okay. So let's do that.
So you're going to have to run it twice, and I'm going to have to move because we were in a meeting with a client or a customer. I hate the word client. Some people use it. I don't know. Customer in Nashville.
Oh, that video.
And I'm sitting just like this in the chair, and you'll see it, and Mike can zoom in because you have to watch it twice. And I lean over to get something with Mandy, and then, well, you'll see. Mike?
Everybody stay tuned. We're going to play that video out there. And
Here it goes.
Oh, hello. Well, I want to show you this piece right here.
I like how this guy's coming over to check on you.
Is everybody watching it? Like, is it down here where they can see it, or is it on?
Yeah,
the
I
deal?
think you need to
Oh,
make
yeah.
it.
No,
I think
you can see it right there.
No, but you need to make it bigger. So can you make
I'll make it bigger for Instagram.
for Instagram? Let's do it. Let's do it bigger for Instagram out here. Hey, big shout out to let me see it on Instagram. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
That's the
we go.
perfect.
Just bring this whole mess right around and play.
And go. This is beautiful.
By the way, I did slow this video down, so
Thank you.
that's why it's a little
Look
slower.
at Mandy's face.
You know what the best part is? Mandy Snow, our Nash. Not a lot of people know Mandy. I mean, she is kind of a big deal, but Mandy Snow, love her to death. God rest her. She tried saving this porpoise that fell off the chair and it hurt her arm. And the next day she's like, my shoulder hurts. I'm like, you think you tried to pick a beluga up off of the floor? She tried to save me. Didn't work. There you go.
Did you strike a deal? Did you get the sale?
Oh, we got the customer. Oh, yeah.
It's
remember,
because they felt bad.
that and you
Yeah,
engage
pity.
people and you bring comedy and you bring the 3 E's: educate, entertain, and engage.
It was entertainment.
all right there.
Nice.
All right there. Shamu fell off the chair onto the floor.
Everybody is.
And of course, our team, I said in the video, you can't hear it. Well, I'm glad this isn't on camera. Oh, it was. And we send it to Todd, our fearless leader, and Todd says, of course it was Bryan that did it. Nobody else is going to do that. The big dumb animal in the China shop.
Hey, are you able to try to pull up the comments up there?
Yeah, let me try one more time. So just talk for a little bit.
Okay.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, big shout out to Sue over here. Is
Sue.
on here. Sue, big shout out to you
our
out there.
fearless leader. She
Yep.
checks all of our drains and tests them and runs everything in our plan.
Hey, by the way, Doreen is saying, after hearing Bryan's fire and smoke story, Zach should rethink that beard.
That would be bad. Fortunately, I'm not standing in front of propane heaters much anymore.
You're
so
smarter than I am, buddy.
Yeah, so, anyway, so guys, we've talked a little bit about education. We've talked about how education has been in the industry, and it's really interesting because I think we're an industry that needs a lot of those reps that we keep talking about in order to kind of give the confidence for the pool pros. I feel that over the years, the education hasn't upkept with the changes in the industry, right? Obviously, the industry is very different today than it was, when you started in the '60s, right? That was just very,
honestly,
right? So I want to talk a little bit about, I want to talk about those reps. I want to talk about, how the education has changed and maybe what has been some of the biggest changes that you've seen over the years with regards to the education. I think a lot of it with you, and you're very different because you've always been about education day one, right? Like you've taken it. You have that outgoing personality. You like to help other people. You like to be of service. You grabbed onto all those people. You would take them into the back of the room because, you have that ability to teach and make things very easy and understandable that not a lot of people have, right? And for you to take those people and say, come on, guys, I'm going to help you, right? You were helping yourself at the same time because you're becoming stronger at that. But there wasn't a lot of that type of training. I don't think there's been a lot of that type of training, and that's the kind of training that we're trying to do right now. But kind of what has been the evolution over the years of the education in the industry? And then my next question is going to be, where do you want to see it go over the next 10 or 15 years?
So, yeah, it started off you go to a trade show and you sit in a room and there's slides, right? You're watching a PowerPoint slide. And they always seem to be in the past, they would want to sell you their new product, right? You go there, oh, this is the new heater, the new pump. And you're like, I want to learn about the pump that's been out there, the heater that's been out there for 10 or 15 years that I'm working on. How do I fix that? Because I'm not going to fix your new product for 5 to 10 years because it's going to be under warranty for 2 to 3. Like AquaStar pool pumps, pipeline pumps are warranted for 3 years. And you don't need to know that knowledge, right? So the training back then was sell, and then learn about the new one. What you needed. You needed a new technology on this heater, this pump, and that helped, or automation. We took that, and it's funny you ask. I'm thinking back to at the Inland Empire Expo here in Southern California. We did one year, I had my buddies, we all collected some pumps from the job sites. We said, hey, next year, through this year, keep pumps, right? Get your old pumps, put them in your garage. We're going to have a class at the trade show. So we got with the organizers. One of the guys on here was an organizer, and we got one of the rooms, kind of like we do with what we do now, right? So all the companies, the big three and everybody else, the chemical companies, were all holding their classes, and we held our own pool guy class. And Brent Sermon, the branch manager at SCP, who actually coincidentally took over for Todd when he left, got us shaft seals and go kits, right? Every brand. We didn't need any education anything. We just went in, we all brought our pumps. We probably had 20, 30 pumps, old, nasty, dirty pumps. We cleaned them up a little bit, and we taught a class how to take the pumps apart, change the shaft seals, and put them back together. And one of the coolest things that we did was we didn't need to know language. There was a guy that didn't speak, English or Spanish. We had a guy in there that spoke French. I'll never forget him. He didn't speak a lot of English. But when you take something apart, you don't need to talk. And we all learned something. It was a hands-on training. And we did a second one the second half of the day. And we had the show organizer come over and said, we can't have you guys do this because people were leaving the other classes and coming to our classes. And I thought, maybe they should hold a better class. Right? And that parlayed into years down the road teaching classes before I came into distribution or into manufacturing, of hosting classes at distribution where they had the rooms, and we did a heater class. So I had guys do the same thing. Come bring me your old heaters. We hooked them up 110, right? You change a selector plug. We plugged in the heaters, and we did as much as we could doing heaters. And it wasn't anything but pool guys teaching other pool guys how to do this. And then we did electrical class, and then we did a salt cell class, but we brought everybody's in. And I think that taught me that at trade shows when it started back then of slides, there needs to be more hands-on. And we would get a ton of guys. I used to do them in my garage. We'd put them in another buddy's garage. It was just pool guys bringing in equipment and teaching each other because we wanted to learn that old equipment. Now when we do stuff like the boot camp or at AquaStar and even some other manufacturers is now they're starting to do those hands-on. They have the simulators. I remember Pentair had the simulators and Jandy had the simulators and Hayward had them. And then now you start to get that hands-on with the equipment. And it was close to what was out there. It's the best they could. And now we're working on full equipment like we will be with Raypack tomorrow, right? So now you're actually working on the heater that's been out in the field for a few years. They make the changes. And I think that's the difference is it's gone from slides to hands-on to selling equipment to the new equipment. When I do classes across the country, I even do them for PHTA, they'll say, hey, don't talk about AquaStar, but talk about teaching hydraulics or teaching VGBA. And that's great because we're not equipment focused, we're subject focused, and that gives us some opportunity to help and be a resource when we do these things. And I think from the old time, like you asked, old time, back in the 70s, it's really just the mid 90s and the early 2000s people. I know I have 48 birthdays a year, but there's only really one a year. It's the same time every year. But that's where it comes into, and that has changed. Is not only the technology has changed, but I think manufacturers are picking up on, we can teach everything on a slide, but let's get the hands dirty. Let's get the wrenches like we're doing. Let's get the tools cutting. Let's get the inside the computers. Ken Kaufman with Raypack, they have you tear a whole heater apart and then they put it back together. I mean, that's crazy. We never did that in the field.
Yeah, mine was taking down to get the exchanger, so I had gas money. That's how I learned how to take a heater apart.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And that's huge in the way it's taught. And I think it's up to the instructor doing CPO instruction. I used to pour water in the chemicals. We'd actually test it instead of just telling you how to test it because you have new guys, right? How to fill a test kit and how to do that. And I think the more I try to do this every time. I try to educate, the 3 E's. I try to entertain and I try to engage, and that's how people learn. You can talk to them, you can engage them, then they'll remember a little bit more. And I think that's the key in what people are doing now. Everybody's getting more engaged than just sitting in a classroom.
And I think people are becoming, I don't know, and maybe I had my limited experiences when I was first starting out, but I think people are becoming like the environment for learning is getting more positive. And I think that is super important. And that is one of our biggest things, like safe space. There's no stupid question and that comes from the heart because we've talked about our experiences. And I mean, I went to a lot of classes, a lot of workshops, and it was the whole thing where I'm stepping in and I'm new. Okay. We're talking about manometers and gas pressure and this and that. And I'm like looking at the slides and like a deer in the headlights. And I want to ask a question, but I'm kind of looking around at the vibe that's going on here. And it's like, I know if I ask a question, I'm going to get freaking annihilated. And you would. I mean, there would be comments like, oh, well, then you probably shouldn't. If you don't know that, you probably shouldn't be working on it and things like that. And that's what I went through. But I had the mindset like you did, where it was like, I'm going to keep going to everything and anything that I can get in. And even if it's way up here, if I pick up one thing out of that class, that's a gold nugget, and that was a win. And I just had to keep doing along with learning in the field and talking to my peers and my SCP branch. But I think that now you're starting to see the room where it's like questions are encouraged and people are feeling safer. And then when they're asking a question, someone else is learning from the question that they ask. And I just think that there's this snowball effect where people are getting hungrier and hungrier. And I absolutely love to see it.
And I think part of it too is, we are going through this generational change, right? And you are getting a lot of the younger people that are like, they use, whether they use social media or videos or different things that haven't been used in the past, right? And we're shifting away from that mentality of, the old cranky pool guy that I've done it like this for 20 years and I'm not going to change my ways. I think a lot of people are changing. The other thing that I find really interesting is you have no idea how many people I talk to where it's father and son. And the sons are the ones pushing the parents. And the parents are like, oh, well, we do this. I get that, Dad, but that's not how we're doing it anymore. we're moving. We are moving to apps. We are moving to software to help us. We are going to go to these trainings, even though you know how to do these things, but there's new technology and there's new products out there, not just the one thing that you've installed your entire life. And it's interesting to see the kids pushing back and me and kind of in the conversation going, okay, this feels awkward, right? Because I'm sitting there listening to listening to the kid and then listening to the guy go, see what he's saying? That's what we got to do. We got to shift this. We got to do that, you know? So I think that plays, you know, a big part of it into the shift of people kind of looking for different type of education. My favorite thing with the education is, you know, you go and you might have somebody that's experienced and they might have taken an employee or whatever. And I've seen it where, you know, pool pros just, they've never stripped a wire. And that, you know, to us, that seems like, oh, well, we've done it a whole bunch of times, right? We've done it hundreds of thousands of times, whatever it is. But you have somebody that's never, you know, and I believe it was Michael that I saw last time that was teaching, you know, one of the guys, and he didn't know, and he was nervous and he couldn't get it right and he couldn't strip it. And then, you know, Michael's like, well, let me help you and let me show it. And then Michael grabbed it and went clip and clipped it off and goes, now you do it. And you could tell that the kid was kind of excited that he had done it and was like, oh, good. And then Michael goes, clip, here you go. Now I showed you, now you do it. And I'm like, that's what it's about right there. That's what it's about. It's giving them the confidence, but then making them do the rep. They have to, you know, kind of do the reps. And so I really get excited to go to these boot camps and see the person next to them kind of go, hey, you know, here's how I do it, right? And then them passing that knowledge, you know, onto them.
So you don't use your teeth to strip wires?
You can.
Can you write that one down for me?
You can. It just depends whether your teeth are like that or not, you know. So, but you know, the other thing is in our events, and I shared this on the last podcast. So we had somebody that came to the podcast, and he was a younger guy, and he was kind of out of his element. And this is, you know, it's intimidating. There's people that are introverts, and for them to show up at a boot camp can be overwhelming, right? If you're an introvert, but you know, to me, it was like he got out of his comfort zone to get into that room. And then it is intimidating when you walk into the room where it's, you know, the big room where we had a knee deck and we had the attendant. That was the biggest room, and there's probably like 40 or 50 people in that room, and it's intimidating. And he showed up, and you know, I walked over and I talked to him, and I go, no problem. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to David, and we're going to talk to Keith, and Keith kind of noticed that he was struggling. And while they were teaching all these other people, Keith stopped doing what he was doing, and came over and walked him through from A to Z. Right?
He's a great dude.
And the kid comes back to Keith at the end and goes, I just want you to know that what you did is amazing. And I just want you to know that I will never forget what you did for me. And Keith and I were like, that's it. That was the entire event. Everything that we did was that one moment right there for that pool pro to feel comfortable enough and to know that he was able to get that one-on-one with Keith, you know, to get the reps and to kind of get that knowledge. And that's what has me excited about the industry and the education, is that people are wanting more. And look, man, if we could make other companies step up of their game, good. That's the end result. That's what we want, right?
Right. And you do. And if you can get, I always say, doing this, you know, I get the luxury, and I say the luxury and the opportunity to AquaStar to cover the country and go where everybody needs help. And that's the best part about my job, is they let me go and help. And we do that collectively, and we get people that, with our amazing team across the country, we're there to help them. AquaStar's here to help you out and not make you feel that way. And we get guys all the time that go, I just only learned one thing, or I had a whole group of guys planning on being here. Maybe it's a pool company and they only had 2 or 3 guys. I'm like, that's cool. Because if I can teach you one thing, that's one less call for us. You're going to then blast that to your team, and that's going to go somewhere else. And that's just going to spread like wildfire, even in your company or maybe your buddy at an IPSA meeting or whatever. And it doesn't matter if it's one thing. We did a show and they were handing out those buckets, right? Everybody walks around with the buckets, right?
There's only 2 buckets. There's leak detection or heritage buckets.
Right. But everybody's walking around. I didn't want to say which one, but yeah, Heritage is giving out the buckets at the Atlantic City show and then the International, and then they had some at some of the other ones. So they walk into a class and they went, "What are you giving away for free?" And we went, "I'm going to fill that bucket up with knowledge. Better than any free hat, free net, free chemical thing. This team is going to fill that up with knowledge." And they just went, "That's awesome," right? Because they're new. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they're getting into. And the last thing I want is some new guy walking out with 6 months going, I didn't learn anything. And that whole thing is for that guy.
And you touch on something really important there, that so many people in the industry traditionally have not played the long game. It's been the sales pitch, the instant, what's the immediate ROI? What am I going to get out of this class? Okay, I'm here. I got to teach class. What am I going to get out of this? What are we going to get out of this? Instead of really thinking about what you're doing when you travel, and it's like, well, the whole team is supposed to be here, but we only have 2 people. Like, you're planting seeds and you're nurturing that, and then that's going to spread and that's going to go. And it may not give you an ROI right now. It may not yield anything, but 5 years down the road. And I always think about the new guy that could be the next company with 4,000 pools.
Antonio.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Antonio.
Yeah. I mean, 100%.
Right.
Let's talk about Antonio. He's got 3,000 pools now.
He started off last year with what, like 300 or something?
Yeah. And so
Crazy.
You're up to 3,000. You take a look at Atlas Pools. You've got 950
and all
pools.
these companies started with 1 pool.
So I tell guys all the time when they go, "Oh, this new guy," I'm like, "Did you start off with all the knowledge?" Because I'm forgetting that. Oh, you didn't.
Yeah.
You started off blowing yourself up on a heater. You started with the getting shocked with electricity. You started, but you were there too. You just have more
100%.
reps.
You have more reps
than this guy.
Yep.
But he's been in the batting cage. Show him how to hold a bat. Don't laugh because the kid's never held a bat.
Yeah.
Help the kid. As a baseball coach, help the kid. Mike's, and that's one of the things we get into this and we just forget, we've been doing this. How do a kid not know how to strip a wire? Great question. I don't really care, but he needs help on how to strip a wire.
Yep.
Todd, our president, real quick, he called me one time and he goes, "What are you doing the next couple of days?" And this is a couple of years ago. And I go, "Whatever you're telling me I need to go." And he goes, him and I, he's in Ventura, I'm in Texas, right? And he goes, "We need to go to Florida for an install and it's going to be an overnighter." That's the kind of training and stuff that we do. You got the president of the company flying to Florida to put it, and Todd was down there cutting pipe like I was, did this for an organization, and then we got in late, turned around the next day and came back to our respective areas, which was coast to coast for him and halfway through the country. Yeah. Just for a 1-day install with 2 people. And they're like, "Who are you?" "Well, you got this guy and this guy." And that's huge. I don't know another company that would do that, but that's the level of that we do the training. And we say training in the pool pros, we are all
That's
about
the
that.
investment.
100%. And that's a good point of how do you measure that from a trade show? How do we measure the sales we're going to get at the Pool Nation podcast, the Pool Nation thing tomorrow, the boot camp? We don't really care.
Right.
We're there for the long haul. We've partnered up with these companies, and doing this has brought in so much with you guys and them. And I think that's training. Sitting here tonight, somebody might learn something tonight from one of you two, not from me. Probably, grease all don't use clear glue and stand back from the heater or whatever it is, and don't, do a handstand on a deck. But it's all training, and that's exactly what I enjoy doing, and you got to give it back.
What kind of competition do you got to win to have you and Todd come install a filter? And,
Right.
You know what? I've been doing this long enough to brag about the guy that we always say, you don't know who's in charge at our booth. When you walk onto our booth, we're all wearing the same outfit. We're all equal on the booth. And to get Todd to come out usually takes a phone call because he runs such a good show here that he can leave and come with us into the field. And I don't know many companies that can have and he's humble, right? He doesn't introduce himself as the president of these things. And people are like, "That's the president of the company." I'm like, "Yeah." And
let me tell you, it pays off. I was trying to pull up Limping Elk Pools, which I talked about it at the awards because he sent us a message You know, and he talked about his journey into the industry, and he was in the military, and you know, came home and kind of had depression and was really kind of trying to find his way, and you know, kind of got into the pool industry and really kind of found his brotherhood, the brotherhood that he was missing from the military over here. And he walked into a heritage branch, and there was a retired military guy that kind of took him under his wing and taught him everything. And he's sitting there going, like you're my competition. Why are you helping me? And the guy was like, there's plenty of work for everybody. And so he was going to come out to one of the boot camps. We got him registered. And then what we tend to do is we tend to call everybody back and just kind of try to confirm if people are coming or not. And so what he did is he said, I'm gonna call Pool Nation, and if they don't answer, I'm just gonna be like, well, I tried to come, but I called and nobody answered. And so he picked up the phone and called, and I'm like, hi, this is Edgar. And he was like, first words out of his mouth were, oh shit, it's Edgar. You actually picked up, you know? And
That's what I say when
he's a
Bryan
real
answers my phone calls.
and you know, and he was shocked, and you know, he said that meant to me that I needed to go to the boot camp. He came to the boot camp last year here in Raypack, and first time wiring a pump, first time changing pump seals, and he laughed. And one of his biggest things was, I could not believe that Todd Pieri, the president of AquaStar, actually taught my wife how to change pump seals. Like, that was a key moment. And he installs nothing but AquaStar products now because of, you know, that right there. And we talk about it all the time, right? This business is about relationships. And
100%.
and you could talk about it till you're blue in the face, but people just don't understand what we're saying. It's very simple. We're saying it's about relationships.
But once you see it and you experience it,
But people don't understand it. They don't understand that they could do more business if they build those true relationships.
Yeah, I've got buddies that are in other trades. They're so transactional in their industry. We are not. I mean, Ben's sitting back here, Ben Carver. That's a relationship. I started, you know, where we started. I started there in 2015. And we've been on a text thread for 10 years with a group of other guys. One of them's a Jandy guy. Mm-hmm. Even in this industry, I've got good friends that I can call from Pentair, Hayward, Jandy, Waterway. I don't care who it is. You know, the Biolab, right? I can pick up the phone and call Alicia. And that is such a resource we talk about repetitions. It's repetitions with your rep, because that's what I tell guys, go get business cards. I can pick up the phone right now, and Wendy with Pentair out of Southern California, she calls me, I call her. I can call, you know, Chris Toll at Pentair, or who at Jandy, or I say that because it's not about, again, this name, it's the name on the back. And if you don't have resources or a buddy to call, I've got a text thread on my phone over there of my pool buddies of 20 years before we were using, you know, the flip phone with the T9 texting, right? Those are the guys
Zach
that we
really
go,
doesn't know what that is.
right?
He doesn't even know what a flip phone is.
My point is that these are the buddies that say, "Is your shoes tied? Can you meet me over here? I have to lift this heater over a wall." Right. And I need extra hands doing a green to clean. So it's not just your buddies like you're talking about, other pool pros. It's your reps that you become friends with, that you hang out with, that you might go work for, like Mike with us or Katie with us or whatever, or that. But it's also, I have a long list of people that when I go to shows, we're giving hugs. I mean, Todd and Amanda are like, ugh, here goes Bryan hugging another rep from another area, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Todd knows everybody in the industry. So does Mandy. But it's one of those things where over this time you go, wow, the people that I can call and find out, we'll get this, hey, can somebody call this rep at this company? Or can you find this out? And I'll text a buddy at whatever company. We just had that the other day. Can you find this out? I'm like, yep, it does accept, AquaStar pump. So it's not just your equals, which everybody becomes, but it's everybody that you meet in the industry. I mean, tomorrow, there's now 5 of us at this boot camp tomorrow that used to all work together, right? Mm-hmm. So, we're all friends. And I think that's the bigger thing too, because you can't do it alone. You got to have people helping out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you need some friends in
all places,
in
right?
all places.
I've got friends in low
100%.
places, but I got some friends in some good places, right? And I think that's key. And I don't think anybody in this industry gets the job that they've gotten because they maybe went on LinkedIn or something. It's more now who you know. It's not
Oh,
what you know.
100%.
Yep, absolutely. Hey guys, let's do that. Let's take Michael, our final word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're gonna get some final thoughts.
12:30 on the East Coast.
For people on the East Coast, we'll be right back.
Sorry.
People on the East Coast.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or Pool Nation Podcast. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. U.S. Motors Neptune Variable Speed Motor provides a versatile replacement solution for all your pool pump motor needs. This motor can communicate with pool control systems, provide low voltage options to work with time clocks, and can be installed as a standalone pump motor. The Neptune motor can be easily installed on existing pumps, upgrading them to a variable speed pump without the need for replumbing. Enjoy energy savings and quiet operation by installing a Neptune Variable Speed Motor today. For more information and to find your local distributor, visit usmotors.com/pool. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Meet the pipeline pump from AquaStar Pool Products, the next generation of variable speed pumps designed for serious efficiency. At its core is a high-performance permanent magnet motor that's totally enclosed and fan-cooled, delivering consistent energy-saving operation. Paired with AquaStar's patented high-efficiency volute design, the pipeline pump maintains optimal flow while cutting down on energy use. And it's not just efficient, it's incredibly quiet. Thanks to a high-tech rubber motor mount that absorbs vibrations and dampens sound, the pipeline runs smooth and quiet by limiting turbulence. Its 2.5-inch internal frame ensures unrestricted water flow, and it's available in both 1.5 HP and 3.0 HP models, each with 2-inch and 2.5-inch union fittings for flexible and efficient installation. Experience the pipeline difference, incredibly quiet operation, peak efficiency, and proven performance. Ask your supplier for the pipeline pump from AquaStar. Available now. Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
I'm already.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are at AquaStar headquarters in Ventura, California.
We are.
We are unsupervised.
Yes.
Probably
We're very-
bored everybody.
We have given away 23 filters.
23 or 20,
I
23 or
cannot-
24?
I cannot believe that we gave out 23 filters, and that is just absolutely.
Do we get to go play catch out in the
Warehouse? Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna? We're definitely
golf
gonna go
balls.
play. We're gonna play golf balls.
We
and-
have Todd's golf.
Yeah.
His clubs over here. We have about 5 or 6 of those light golf balls. We're gonna hit him into a couple trophies.
Wait. What are we doing?
taking.
So, everybody, we want you to meet Mr. Bryan. So if you're Mr. Bryan Crisson, who is that right up there?
I don't. I need to use more AI. That guy is kind of handsome, but how in the hell? What happened there? What is that?
You know, Edgar, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit smaller so the people watching on other platforms can see it as well, because it's a little big for the studio
The
cameras.
size of my head is about that. That's actual size. Wow.
Oh, just
Alrighty then.
absolutely love it. So, hey,
Alrighty then.
Oh, there it is.
so there you go. There you got
This-
Bryan. So
this
we want
podcast has
everybody to
derailed.
meet Bryan's twin. Bryan has kept it secret for years, but there's Bryan's twin brother. And Maria from Ensenada is saying, "We love you, Bryan." So
Love you, Maria, but honestly, I don't know when I'm here.
we've got nothing but love for you, Bryan.
Entertainment.
So, anyway,
Brian, we all love you, dude.
Yep, absolutely. So, in our own ways, but we do.
All right. JJ, save a space for me on that side of the bed, baby.
Oh, he's coming over.
what I'm
Big
talking
spoon, little spoon.
Depends.
Depends.
I don't talk, but $20 is $20. We got to remain professional at some point.
Hey, let's keep it professional.
Hey, in the
people.
words of Steve
Brian,
Barnes,
your mic's
we were
about
left,
to turn off.
we,
Yeah.
we have been left unsupervised.
Hey, Megan Hightower out here, the evolution of the pool guys.
That's what I'm
she's
talking
saying is what's going on out there. So, anyways, Sue is saying good. They love that picture of you up there, man. So, but Steve is kind of asking why so serious in that picture. Is that the badge that you have for coming in here to AquaStar? You
Yeah,
that's
the
your
little
picture
sling.
of your badge
Yeah.
that you kind of swing out.
No,
and
you know what's
just-
funny? I don't even have one of those key cards.
You don't?
No, Katie had to let me in yesterday, and she has the one like on her hip. She's like zip zip, and I don't even have a card. I'm not that important here. I'm really not.
Yeah, Todd's probably listening on here, but I was a little bit upset because I got here and I got no way to get into the building. I didn't have a key card, so
been
I'm
here
like,
for 3 years
I'm
and I
like,
can't
I'm gonna
get
call
in.
Todd, but the problem is Todd's not. He's not here. So Todd, we'll pick it up when you're back into the office. Hey, Jaden's Pools is saying happy birthday, Bryan, and then Sue is saying good to see you, Zach.
Oh, good to see you too.
So, anyways, Mr. Zacharias, let's kind of get some final thoughts.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I think we
It's a good word.
went off the rails a little bit, but
But it was
you
a great podcast.
we were just talking back during the break, and it's like something about the aura here. We tend to shift gears, but yeah, no, it was a great time. And I mean, going back to like kind of the training and getting reps, and I think I'm having a lot of fun at this stage of my journey in the industry, being able to like participate and experience this difference in training from when I was trying to get it and see all of the interaction, all of the engagement, all of the camaraderie, people more supportive of each other out there. I mean, just at the Dallas boot camp, it's like I met a lot of people from my area that I didn't even know were there. And we're talking, and it's interesting, I was talking with Rhonda from Pool Pandas, and she was like, I know we're kind of close, and so if you don't, if there's a problem, you don't want to help. I'm like, whatever. There's plenty of pools for everyone, and so it's a lot of fun at this stage for me. I'm happy to see it, and I want to keep seeing this grow and get bigger and see more people get involved, and I want to see these veterans at these things helping and teaching and showing and passing that information. What did you say? Knowledge is power.
It's power, but it's not powerful unless you share.
Right.
So a couple of things here before we send it over to Bryan. I don't have one either to get into McGrath. This is Sue.
that Sue?
We're joking around with the key card now.
Sue's important. Without Sue, we don't survive.
Yeah,
so.
we don't survive. And then John said $30. $30 is the number. So
All right, I'll accept $30 for payment.
$30. So and Sue is saying it's true. So Sue, we're gonna fix that for you. Don't worry about it. You know, if you need me to make some calls, I'll make some calls and raise hell to make sure that you get in McGrath.
For people that don't know Sue, she has tested over, I think, 20,000 of our drain covers over the years.
I think we're pushing 100,000 now.
Yeah, I might be way off. Yeah, that might be it. Almost 100,000 drain covers.
Bro.
Without her, we don't exist.
Hey, Sue, tell us how many you've done, because I think Bryan like totally butchered the number.
I said 20.
He
Mike said 100.
20 to 100. So let us know how many of those tests you've done. Bryan, from the final thoughts.
I will tell you, if you're new into this industry or if you're a veteran in this industry, do two things for yourself. One, put yourself out there and learn as much as you can. I read a lot of pool stuff. I get my magazines. I get my Pool Pro magazine. I read them front to back. You see your friends in there. It's cool, right? Read all that. Also, go to as many training classes as you can. Start with the AquaStar pool products training classes at your local trade show, and then go to all the other manufacturers. But definitely go and don't walk past a booth. You might walk past something, go, I don't know what it is. Talk to that rep. Get their card. You're going to come across it. I had a guy tell me, I don't install your stuff. I said, great. Why don't you just come in here and I'll teach you how to rip it out and put in the one you want. And then I literally walked him to the rep on the show in that competitor's booth, colleague's booth, and showed them. And he was like, nobody does that. I'm like, you said you wanted some help. Reach out, get to know your reps to get your reps in, not only your pool guys. And you made a point real quick is, I used to call guys when I didn't know how to do mastic, right? Or green to clean, or you might not like doing motors or heaters or automation. Find your people in your area. If there's an organization of IPSA, join those, get involved, learn as much as you can, and then share that knowledge with the next person behind you. It's not yours to keep ever. I don't care what it is. Take it in, learn it, screw it up a couple times, and then share it. And I always tell people, and I'll close with this, if you haven't been shocked by electricity, if you haven't glued up an entire pad and forgotten one little piece, and if you haven't lit a heater without getting, zapped a little bit, you haven't been doing it long enough. Keep learning, because eventually you'll get to that point and you'll go, all right, won't do that again. And that'll determine your time and your money.
Absolutely. Hey, Clearwater Pool and Spa, does AquaStar put on classes outside of the conventions, maybe in Northern California? That is an absolute yes. But you know what? Clearwater Pool and Spa, send me a message. I'm going to connect you with Corey. And I know that Corey will even go out there and meet with you, do some trainings. As a matter of fact, I was just watching on social media. He was kind of going out, doing some training out in the field with some of their customers and stuff like that. So send us a message. We'll get Corey to kind of come out there personally, kind of come up and visit you. I don't know. I'm giving over here saying that Corey can go out there.
And we will. I will. Ben will. And for your training, real quick, talk to your distributors. They know what's going on.
Right.
Your BDRs, your TSMs, your reps, they'll tell you where the training is.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yes, we do.
So they definitely do that. But send me a message. We'll connect you over with Corey, and I just Todd's not here, so I'm just going to assume the role. And you know what? Corey's going to come out and visit you. He's going to spend some time with you and one-on-one.
He'll be there tomorrow.
Hey,
Corey's going to be there tomorrow.
Hey, Clearwater Pool and Spa, if anybody says anything, just said, hey, Todd said on the podcast that that's what they were going to do.
Should I give Corey's number out on the air? I mean, everybody should have it. Everybody should have it anyway.
Should have it.
And then just text them. I mean, we hand out everybody's business card anyway.
That would be a little too mean.
Don't call him for a good time. It might be an okay time.
He's probably typing it in the chat right now.
Do we want to bring Ben out and introduce him real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring Ben out. Let's bring him over into the team.
Don't shake your head at me.
And come over here. I'm going to move from
Come
my
over
chair.
here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ben Carver, 28 years in the industry. Real quick, he's our Western Regional Tech Manager. The guy is amazing. Todd said, go find your replacement. This guy is better than I am at what we do. And just give a quick hello. Hey, right here. Get in here.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be aboard. Looking forward to working, seeing the whole country with AquaStar, and let's go. Let's get started.
So he's going to be at the Clearwater training tomorrow morning at 8 with Corey. That's all we needed you for.
do this.
So Ben, how is it working with Bryan?
Don't answer that. Your mic just cut out.
It's fantastic. I've done it. Hayward, we did it once when he was the Omni specialist. We did it again when he was the sales rep for Houston, right? Houston?
Dallas, Texas.
One of my favorite people in the industry. And, you know, he was one of the first people I called, and super happy to be here.
That's a safe answer.
He said it just the way I wrote it for him. Did you see that?
I'll take the $20 later.
You're good. I owe 20 of that to JJ later, so we'll parlay. Right. This guy is amazing. He's going to do some damage here in the western states, and we're already dragging him to North Carolina, and we're going to drag him to Nashville. And he came out on those western, but I think we're going to, within a week now, 2 weeks now, it's going to be a little longer. But if you don't know Ben Carver, you're going to get to know him, and this guy's just absolutely a huge grab for us in this industry with what he knows and what he does. He knows how to help the pool pros. You want to talk about training and sharing knowledge? That guy is filled with it, and it's more than what I'm filled with. So we're happy to have him on board.
Love it.
Dang, now I owe him $40.
Good. And I only owe JJ. I get to keep $10. JJ wanted 30. All right. You got anything else for you?
I'm just going to bring us home. So, hey, last couple comments on here. Before we called it a night, Clearwater Pool and Spa says, right on. Corey did reach out to me already, and he sent me his contact information as well.
Because he didn't want us to put it out here for everybody.
So, Corey, you didn't want us to give your number out there. So, anyways, but Corey, by the way, is an amazing guy, one of my favorite people in the industry, Mr. Corey Wax. Love that guy out there, his enthusiasm and, you know, his passion for the industry. So, big shout out. Hey, hope everybody has a great evening and a weekend that's coming up. We're getting ready for the boot camp. We're excited about it. And we'll catch everybody next Wednesday on the Instagram Live when we come back. Hope everybody has a good night. We'll catch you on the other side.
See ya.
We're
Bye.
not even back to you in the studio. We're in the studio.
We are in the studio. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, Instagram Live.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. Poolmanuniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at poolmanuniversity.com.